Julie McCluskey, Director of Communications and Community Engagement for Summit School District. And I'm here today with Jim Smith, our principal at Snowy Peaks, and Hank Buckingham, one of our fabulous teachers. And we're talking about Snowy Peaks High School and the great community of students that are thriving there. So first, Jim, let's talk a little bit about Snowy Peaks. We have Summit High School, which I think our community is very familiar with.
Sure.
Tell us about Snowy Peaks and why we have a second high school here in town.
Sure. And so I spent 12 years at Summit High School, and I was an English teacher and dean of students and even assistant principal at Summit High School. And certainly amazing things are happening at Summit High School. And whenever I made the transition over to Snowy Peaks, I found that Snowy Peaks is really meeting a need for our students. For the students who maybe need to thrive in a non-traditional setting. So what Snowy Peaks does is it offers a relationship-based education, very close mentorship with its teachers, small class sizes. We average about 10 students per class.
Wow,
and so,
that is small.
That's small, great. And so there's a lot of one-on-one opportunities, a lot of individual support. And with that individual support, every student has their own individual education plan and program. So knowing that most students need, there are a myriad of needs for students. And so what we really strive to do is meet each student's individual needs with an individual plan. So students maybe who are have some deficiencies in credit or skill, we have a plan for them. So some students who maybe moved here and struggle with relationships or struggle with peers, we really embrace that as well. Some students just need different credit opportunities. We have one young man who transferred to us from Oklahoma, and that state required no PE credits and no certain things, and so he was a better fit in our program to graduate on time than had he joined Summit High School. So really what we are is we're an opportunity for students to have individual needs met in a small setting.
I love that. Great. Now, I've heard the term alternative high school,
Yeah.
and I know you and I have talked a little bit about what that means in the state and how that might not be the right word for Snowy Peaks.
Sure.
Talk to that, Jim, and how you would like to see Snowy Peaks described.
Sure. Really what I think we are, Julie, is a non-traditional school. We do offer alternative and very unique academic programming and curriculum, but we are not an alternative school by what I think some people associate with alternative. Some people view an alternative school as the place where the bad kids go, or they view an alternative school as the place where kids who get in trouble or kids who don't necessarily fit into an academic or a traditional high school might end up. That's not us. Our doors are open for all of our students, and so any student who maybe isn't seeing success in a non-traditional setting can come to us. The state puts certain restrictions on what students can attend an alternative school. We don't have any of those. Also, the state has different accountability for an alternative school. And we are actually a traditional high school with traditional accountability. We have the same accountability as Summit High School. And so we really pride ourselves on that as well. We feel that we provide an equal education and equal opportunity to all of our students as a traditional high school. We just do it through unique programming in an individualized way.
It sounds, while I have been to Snowy Peaks and visited before, I haven't had the chance to participate in some of that learning. And Hank, maybe you can talk a little bit to what a typical day is like at Snowy Peaks. What's the academic experience for one of our students?
Sure. I think, and I've taught at what you could call a traditional high school before, and I think that the classes at Snowy Peaks don't look a whole lot different than that at the surface. We have math classes and English classes and science classes, and they study all the typical subjects in those subjects. And so I think when someone just sort of glances in, they say, oh, this just looks like a small regular high school. And it is, except every single student really, really well. And as a result, you can cater to their individual needs. So when I've got one student in my Algebra 2 class who I know struggles with this or that, I know that right away, and I can cater to that because I'm not overwhelmed by having to accommodate all kinds of different students. So, and all the teachers are really good at doing that. They really play to each other's strengths in helping out the students. So when you look at the classes, that looks the same. It's much smaller. You look at it, it's more of a community. When we have lunch in a lounge, which is really just another classroom with a couch in it. So it's small. There's no place to hide, and the students are like a family. And when you talk to the students, they'll say, yeah, this place is a small family for us. And that really impacts everything that goes in the classroom, in our activities that we do. You have that sort of sense of community and belonging through not just the students, but with the staff and the students as well. And that makes it a really rewarding place to be.
Excellent. As you're talking, Hank, and your comments as well, Jim, I'm thinking about the community of students, and even graduation last year. Such a touching experience for our students, our staff, and community partners who joined us, who were hearing some of the stories of students succeeding in this different environment. If I graduate from Snowy Peaks High School, do I get a diploma? What is it that I end up with if I'm not going through Summit High?
You do, and you get the same level of diploma as you would if you graduated from Summit High School or any other traditional high school in the state.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I think really separates Snowy Peaks from Summit High are some of the unique programs that you are doing with students. And I'd love to hear a little bit about that. I know in a few minutes we'll be joined by students who can share that as well, but I'd love to hear about that more vocational, hands-on, just a different approach with some of the programs and learning that's going on in the school. So Jim, why don't we start with you?
Sure. And so, our school is built on 4 touchstones, and those are academics, character, community, and nature. And so while academics is our primary focus and making sure that our students do show academic achievement and growth, we also embrace the 3 other touchstones. And usually how that takes place is either through experiential learning that takes place related directly to our content in our classrooms, or it can even be separate. And so what we have are Friday afternoons, our school day ends at about noon, and what we do is we go out and do, in replacement of what a traditional school might call electives, we go out and perform those electives in our community. So everything from performing community service at the community garden or the animal shelter, going out into nature and hiking Baldy,
Great.
and offering some of our students those kind of opportunities. And so, yeah, really taking our education into the community, putting it to work, letting students experience that outside of the brick and mortar classroom.
I like that. And Hank, what would you add to complement what he just
Yeah,
said?
in addition to that, I'd say that we've also partnered with a lot of businesses in the community to give our students opportunities, sort of like internships on a smaller scale, to get them experience in fields where they otherwise would maybe just look at or think about and not actually get to do. And so we've worked with A1 Automotive with them, we've worked with Bluebird Electric, partnered with the facilities department to do welding.
Great.
What are some other ones, Jim?
Just recently we had a local company take 3 of our students and actually wire an entire business with internet and actually run the cables and set up wireless
great.
internet. So these are kids whose passion really is computers. And I think that that's one of the big strengths of our school, is that fostering student passion. If a kid is really into computers, let's find a way for that student to explore that career pathway and get them involved in it now and let them, foster that passion. Our student who really embraces welding right now is currently working as a welder, and so that's actually turned into an occupation for him. And so another student was really into glass blowing, built his own glass blowing studio as a personal project.
Goodness, that's great.
And so is now employed doing that. So a number of those success stories where we find that our students really have their like I said, their passion, and how do we promote that, how do we get them into it, and how do we let them explore that deeper.
That's great.
Thanks.
It reminds me of the middle years project here at the high school.
Yep.
Many of our 10th graders go through that individualized learning process with a mentor. It's great that you have it school-wide and in an environment where there's a lot of adult mentors, adult support for those projects. In just a moment, we're going to be joined by several students from Snowy Peaks High School. A few of our Yetis are going to share their real experiences in the classroom as well as out in the community.
Welcome back. I'm Jim Smith, proud principal of Snowy Peaks High School. With me tonight, I have Chuy Gutierrez, proud senior of Snowy Peaks, Abigail Jimenez, senior as well, and Daniel Bernler, another one of our seniors over at Snowy Peaks High School. And so we'll take a little opportunity to ask you guys about your experiences at Snowy Peaks. So the first question is, why did you decide to join the Snowy Peaks community?
Well, I joined it because I heard that they work with you as an individual, because in some high schools sometimes they have too many kids in the class, so they don't have time to actually get around to every student. In some high schools, since the classes are smaller, they actually do have time to work with you until you get it right, or until it stays stuck in your brain, and it helps out a lot.
Good. Abby?
For me, I always wanted to graduate early. I just wasn't a big fan of high school. At first, when I moved here, I started going to Summit High School. I came here from Granby, and I was telling my counselor, I was like, yeah, I want to graduate early. I've been taking the steps to do it. And she's like, well, if you want to graduate early, you should look at Snowy Peaks. And she gave me some information about it, but then I went ahead and called you guys and got some more information, and that's how it got me there.
Dana?
For me, I really also needed individual help, but beyond just individual help, they also helped me beyond academics, and I just have also personal help, and I really didn't have access to a counselor or anything outside of school. And when I came to Snowy Peaks, Hank earlier in the set said that you guys also help beyond, or you get to know the kids a lot better. And because there's not very many kids, you guys can understand the kids a lot better. So it's a family setting.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was just me at the traditional high school.
Yeah.
And now I just feel like there's a lot of people around me helping me instead of just a lone wolf.
The one-man wolf pack.
Exactly.
Good. Well, we thank you for your kind words, guys. You know, we really do pride ourselves on giving you guys individual support, looking out for your individual interests, helping you through times that you need it, and especially, you know, helping you get through those core class requirements. And that's one of the benefits of our school is that, you know, we don't require you to sit in electives or do certain curriculum requirements that maybe are outside of your interests. So we want to focus you on the things that you are interested on and let you run with those sorts of passions. So great. Thank you so much. So the next question would be, and we'll start at the other end, Daniel, if you had to pick what is your favorite thing about the Snowy Peaks learning community? What's your highlight?
My highlight personally is I really don't like sitting under fluorescent lights all day, and through Snowy Peaks we get to access the community, and I enjoyed this more than anything, and it encouraged me to hike more. We did the Baldy Mountain Snowy Peaks Challenge, and we summited, is it a 14 or I'm not sure, but
it's close.
It was like 13,800 and something, but I could see all the way to Fairplay, and it just gave me a sense of, what do you call it, a big sense of happiness and sense of power I've never felt before. And now I'm hiking more mountains. I hiked Peak 1 after that, and so it encouraged me to hike more mountains. And also I got to do I'm doing welding right now, and I don't know, I'm thinking about maybe going into the business with welding because I'm really enjoying that. So
awesome. It's
giving me a lot more ideas of maybe what I can do after high school instead of just learning in books all day.
Great.
Under the fluorescent lights, yeah.
Under those awful fluorescent lights.
I get headaches from them.
Yeah.
So.
Great.
For me personally, it's the teachers are really there to help you. With my personal life outside of school, I've had many struggles, and you know, the teachers are there to help you out. No matter what's going on, if you can't get to school or if you need to be gone, they will work around your schedule. They want to see you succeed and they want to see you graduate, and they're there for you, and that's what I really appreciate. So that's my major one.
Great. Chewy, what's your favorite thing about Snowy Peaks?
My favorite thing would be a combination of what Daniel and Abby said, because we get to do community service, so it knocks off hours, and it also knocks out the Friday requirements. So it's like hitting two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
And then also I like how you guys go above and beyond for us. Like you guys will have a meeting or something, I don't know. Just say,
we have lots of meetings, yes.
And then just say, you know, like, this kid needs help, and you guys will go out of your way to make sure you're doing what you need to do to graduate on time, and most of all, just for you to be happy and comfortable.
Yeah.
That's an area.
Absolutely. And in our small environment, you know, we take a really personal interest in your diploma and you guys succeeding. And so, again, I appreciate those kind words, and I agree. So this is my first year as well with Snowy Peaks, as you guys know, and for me to go out and hike Baldy with a group of students and summit it with the 10 students that I think made it to the top, and that was quite an achievement, and it was really cool. I catch myself on some of those Friday afternoons going, man, what a cool school that we have, that we can go out and kayak on Lake Dillon, and that's PE class to us, or hiking a mountain, and really being, embracing that experiential side of learning. So cool. I'm glad to hear that you guys like that as well. Great. So we've talked a lot about academics and things like that. We also have our other cornerstones, academics, but then community, character, and nature. And I'm just wondering if you guys could expand a little bit on one of those and how it's played a role in your life, and how maybe your experience at Snowy Peaks has helped facilitate that. Some of you guys talked about that in your last answer, but anything to add on those?
I really like the community service that we do, because I used to never really do community service, and then I went into Snowy Peaks, and it was a Friday requirement and a graduation requirement, and I actually liked it because you get to help people, you get hours for it, you get appreciated, everyone's really thankful for it, and most of all, you're thankful for it at the end of the day. Yeah. You feel really good inside.
Great, thank you.
For me, I think our school is a great community. We're small, and we get to know each other very good. Like, when you're in a big school, kids categorize different kids as what you would call the nerds or the geeks or the jocks, and when we're at our school, we got such a small amount, and we get to know them. We get to know their interests and the things they like, and it's quite interesting. Versus in a big school, we just kind of look at them and kind of just assume, which is, it's nice in the small school. And also the Friday events, we get to go out and connect as a whole and become a family. We become, we have fun. We get to go out and have fun and get to know each other even more. And there's no hate in that school. There's a small amount of kids, and there's no hate at all. You may not agree with somebody, but you're not hating on them. You're not cutting them down or bullying them. It's a great school. I love it.
Thanks.
For me, I'm going to incorporate character and community together. In a traditional school, it's a lot bigger, and I'm overwhelmed, and it puts my character down, and I'm not really myself because of being overwhelmed. Yeah. And in the Snowy Peaks community, in the small classrooms, I'm not afraid to speak up, because at the traditional high school, I really didn't speak up and ask questions, and that was partially why I wasn't succeeding. And now that I speak up and ask questions, and I'm just being myself, and I feel so much comfort, and it's built my character and gave me a better feeling for my community.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Well, know that we are super proud of everything you guys have accomplished, and we so much look forward to seeing you guys graduate this year. Okay, so moving on, we'll go with one more question. And so I'm sure there's going to be some viewers out there saying, man, I wonder if Snowy Peaks will be a good fit for me or a good fit for my son or daughter. What advice or what message might you have to a potential student at Snowy Peaks who might be sitting on the fence?
I would say, if you're thinking about it, honestly do it, because like we've said, the people there, they're all nice. We all get along together. We're like a small family. There's a little drama here and there, but it's nothing big like in high school. Or for kids that don't feel comfortable around a lot of kids, over there, you feel comfortable. If you don't want to be bothered, you just do your own thing. Or if you want to be with people, you go and just talk. And it's really nice. I'd definitely recommend it.
Thanks.
I agree with you, definitely. It's a great school. I didn't know much about it before, but before I even came, I heard rumors that it wasn't a good school, and don't ever listen to what somebody else tells you. Look into it, because when I got there, it was completely different than what I'd been told, and I love it. It's a great place, great learning environment, great overall. So I definitely recommend it.
Thanks.
For me, if you're really not sure what you want to do in life, and you just feel like you're kind of stuck, and you feel like you're not going to go anywhere, Snowy Peaks, if you go there, they bring you out into the community. They give you so much ideas, and their academics are more individually set, and it allows you to find your true self through just like the academics. Even like the personal project, it's a lot different than the personal project I was offered at the traditional high school. I don't know, I find so much about myself there, and going out in the community, you can find out what you maybe want to do in life. Like for me, welding, when I went there, I might want to do welding. I don't know, just gives me a sense of, comfort that I've never had before. I don't know. It's such a great feeling. I can't even explain it, to be honest.
Well, we're glad you're excited because, equally for you, I think for us as staff, we love hanging out with you guys. We have an incredible student population. We have an incredible staff. And I really think we've got a great program for the youth of this county. So I would agree. Summit High School, I was there, like I said, for 12 years. It does amazing things for a vast majority of our students. But if something isn't working, come on over to Snowy Peaks and I think you would welcome in some new students. Agree?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Great. Well, that'll be it for us, and thank you so much for your time. I encourage you, if you have not checked out Snowy Peaks and you think it might be an option, I encourage you to go to our website. Feel free to call me, Jim Smith, principal, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much, and thank you to our students.
Of course.
Thank you, Smith.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.